No matter what you say, what you do. When I'm alone,
Words to this song. I know that part, but I'm not
I'm
gonna
always
say
trying
it.
to catch Kenny like singing.
I
his
just don't know
song.
the words.
Oh,
I
I
only
know.
know the really graphic words because
Kenny
it's
was
funny.
actually hoping that a curse would pop up on my playlist, but little does he know I'm always prepared. Wow,
False.
That's not true.
False.
At all.
Okay, so let me tell you about this app. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
So I learned about it yesterday on the Colbert Report.
Rapport.
The Rapport. And so it's called Buy, spelled B-U-Y, Partisan. And what it is a little app that you download onto your iPhone or Android device. And you can scan a barcode of any item. So I'm going to scan this
He's scanning a grape
Tropicana grape juice. And it's upside down, so I'm going to have to turn it around. So hopefully this app works now because that would
Well,
be...
he showed us before. It was actually really, really cool.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here is it's going to take a picture of the barcode, and it's going to load up this nice little screen here. And what it's going to tell me is the political contributions of PepsiCo Tropicana Pure Premium Grape Juice.
Which actually, I didn't even know that Tropicana was owned by PepsiCo.
Yeah.
Like that's
Chaos,
I
right?
just
It's
learned
all
that
chaos.
Right now.
So
Everything's connected.
So it lets you know that the contributions are from Tropicana Products Inc. So that's the people that they're counting contributions from. So you can see their overall average is 25.5% Republican contributions, 48.25% Democrat contributions, and 26.5% others. So that could be obviously Independents or Green Party or whomever. And then it kind of breaks it down a little bit. So you've got the board of directors, the CEO, what PACs they contribute to, and then their employees. So their board of directors actually is the most Republican giving. They give 50% of their contributions to Republicans, 24 to Democrats, and 26 to others. Their CEO, on the other hand, gives nothing to Republicans, 0%, 85 to Democrats,
Wow.
and 15
that's a really
to
high
others.
percentage.
PACs, 24% Republican, 13% Democrat, 63% other, and then their employees are pretty much 2 to 1, giving 71% to Democrats and only 28 to Republicans.
That's really interesting.
It's a cool
I
little
feel like
app.
you're gonna start scanning a lot.
I
of things
scanned
just out
a
of
lot of things,
curiosity.
and I put some things down.
That's
I'm going to
pretty
be honest with
nifty.
you.
Kenny just had crazy eyes saying that. I just wanted to point that out.
I do.
Like his eye twitched, like that little.
I will
squirrel.
say, when I was a freshman and I didn't watch the news, I was a Republican. And then I learned how to read. I'm kidding.
Obviously, Kenny's a liberal. If you didn't notice.
No. That's false.
Sure.
I'm a communist. No, I'm kidding. We don't
Oh
like
my
communists. We don't like communists.
All of a sudden, you see all of these FBI people just bump out, swoop them away.
You should have seen the heads behind the glass people. They were all looking
all
down.
like,
They were looking down. Once I said the C, once I got the K out of my mouth, they all went. What?
I just found gum.
They look like.
There's gum under the
Ew.
desk.
They look like rabbits in a field back there right now. They hide in the tall grass, and then every now and again they stick their head up,
Like groundhogs.
creeping me out. Anyway, so yeah, so
Thank you for that,
bipartisan,
Kennedy.
and I would suggest scanning
Downloading
everything.
it, especially if you're like Kenny and you're interested.
It is cool. It's cool.
But now I would like to talk about
Yes.
the presidential address,
Sure
considering
thing.
now he's saying that he's going to have direct strikes against ISIS.
So why don't you
Syria.
tell me first your reaction to
Now, it's not a secret. I'm not a very political person. I only basically know
Spring,
what's
what do you do? You don't like sports.
I'm
You don't like
more-
politics.
I'm
What do you
more-
do?
I'm more of a movie entertainment kind of person. I guess I don't know. I guess I'm very free living. Like I don't want to
I'm
deal
very
with.
free living.
I don't want to deal with politics because it is a heavy topic to get into. But what I do hear from a lot of people is that Obama usually doesn't take a very firm stance when it comes to, I guess, our nation's military. So right now, a lot of people are a lot happier with how he approached the whole situation going on in Syria and Iraq. Because as of right now, what I understand is we're not going to have any ground troops. They're just basically going to retrain the Kurdish troops and also
Right.
the Iraqi troops.
Right. So his kind of caveat to we're not going to have any more
I love
troops
that word.
is a good word, isn't it? Caveat. Where did that come? Where is the origin?
We'll
Also,
get back to you guys.
If I was ever in a spelling bee, and somebody gave me a word and I asked for the origin, I would just be wasting time before I got eliminated because
What is the origin?
Can I have the origin of the word,
Can you
please?
use it in a sentence?
Cow. What is the origin of the word?
Moo. Okay, no, seriously, let's
Stupid.
get back
Anyway.
to this. I want to hear Kenny's point of view
sorry.
on the whole presidential address last
So
night.
the origin, the caveat of origin, or the origin of caveat, his caveat to no more troops is to send, I believe the number is 475 more military specialists
I did read that.
to
basically
retrain.
train them.
Yeah. So, it's not the same thing as ground forces, but it is the same thing as people.
Now, do you think there, even though he did say there are going to be no ground troops, if this
Well, I
situation
mean, he didn't
progresses,
lie.
do you think he will actually take back his word and put in ground troops? Like, do you think it's a possibility?
I would hope not.
Okay.
I would hope not. I would hope that this is enough to deter the ISIS.
So you think by using drones and air warfare it would definitely deter them?
Well, when you're a superior country with superior...
And also, we're not the only
Technology.
country going
Yes,
in.
and,
I know
that's
Canada
important to
joined
remember.
also,
It's
and
important to
England.
remember that this is not an American effort. A lot of times I get angry at the political decisions based on us being the policemen of the world. However, in this situation, we're not alone. We have the fire department and the ambulance is coming along with us. You know, everybody's coming, and it's important
He really
to
does
remember that
EMT's there too.
that this is
EMT's
a
Canada.
this is a don't make fun of Canada. But this is a group that is so radical that Al Qaeda denounced them.
I know.
That's
and
that's
they
something to
honestly
remember.
terrify me. When I realized what day it was today, I've never been so anxious. Like, I got a complete anxiety. Considering, like, they're ruthless. Like, they
are.
honestly do not care.
They most certainly are. And
Especially
that is
having
scary.
no issue
You're very
decapitating someone.
You're very
and
right.
Recording it. 2 people on top of that.
I will say though that I do enjoy.
I do.
Mm-hmm. I do Spring.
I know you do, Kenny.
All right.
Finish your thought.
I enjoy his reach out to Congress.
You did? Really? I didn't like it.
In what is a incredibly disinterested public, an incredibly split and partisan legislative branch, right? I think it's important going into midterm elections that the people of this great nation understand that Congress is still there to help. And I think President Obama knows that. And I think we know that to a certain extent, to say that this has been a do-nothing Congress for the most part of our tenure, right? And it's also important that they come together on something so fundamentally easy, right?
Yep.
There's been so many things where there's a filibuster or some sort of baloney on something so fundamentally easy that it's disheartening to citizens who, some of which won't even vote next time because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you think it is a good thing that he mentioned them to
I
show
think
their
it's
unity together?
I think it's a very good thing for Democrats moving forward. Right? He's reaching out. It will be a good thing for Republicans and moderate Republicans and independent who sometimes lean right, if they act quickly.
Yeah.
And they have an actual...
But technically, just for my own personal preference, because he's commander-in-chief, he technically does not have to ask for their support.
Well, for airstrikes, no. That was granted
That's
to
his
him
own decision.
by our wonderful Georgie
George
Pants.
W.
Yeah, Dubs.
W.
I call him Dubs.
I call him W.
So so he's got the ability to go out and use military strikes after Bush left the White House. So that he can do, but he says that Obama needs Congress to authorize the train and equip mission for the Syrian
to
rebels.
Eradicate this cancer.
And to eradicate,
that
which
was
is
the line.
great.
Like, it keeps playing in my head the way he said it, because it was just like, they are a cancer. For everyone to go in and just try to get them out.
And the part that I didn't like,
What's the part you didn't like?
that there's no timeline,
Oh,
that there's no end.
I think the timeline
Again.
right now is until they're gone. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that's
until
what we
they're
said last time.
completely- And we ended up staying there
And
for 10
13 years
years.
later-
13 years. I thought it was 10 years.
We barely got out this year.
Just to come, to get out, to go back in. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part. Because I know we basically helped the Iraqi government to rebuild themselves,
Yeah.
just for them to be attacked once again by their own people. That's what gets me. And it all comes down to religion for the most part. That's why they're tearing each other apart.
It's hard to
Because he's right. For a,
be happy about it. I don't know. It's
they're not a religious organization if you're killing the same people. Like I can't just completely like voice what I'm trying to say. But if you know the Muslim culture and the Muslim religion, it's not a hateful religion, and it's really sad that people like this really taints the view of like the Islamic culture, because
Right.
in actuality, Muslims and Catholics and the Jewish and all these other people, we all have the same fundamental, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for, Kenny? Fundamental.
I'm just gonna watch you struggle.
Oh my God, I am gonna struggle because I can't figure out the word, Kenny.
No, I like it.
Fundamental. I guess points. That's not the word I want to use. But
that was sad.
That's not the word I want to
But
use.
you have a fundamental
But we all have the
base,
same
like
basis. There we go.
Oh.
Fundamental basis. But either way, I feel like ISIS.
What is the
definitely a force
origin
that
of the
needs to-
word?
I'm gonna kill you, Kenny. I'm gonna kill you so much. So we basically we're on board with Obama with the way he addressed the issue.
I
I think
it.
most Americans are happy just because there aren't ground troops going in.
It wasn't my favorite Obama speech.
But
And
it's
every time,
better
you know
than
what?
most.
Honestly, every time he talks, I listen. He's just got something about his voice.
Honestly,
Seriously, no,
I feel
he's
like
a very
such
good
a
speaker.
soft person.
He is.
I feel
And I think that was important.
I think our
following Georgie.
president should be strong. You know what I mean? Like gung ho.
Oh
going
yeah.
In. I mean, George W. wasn't very strong
What-
either.
yeah,
He looks
like, what
like
are
he
you-
hid
what are you
behind
saying?
daddy.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say I feel like he should be a little more assertive sometimes.
What do you want him to do? Like run across the
No, I'm kidding. I
the
don't want him
Atlantic
to do
himself and just run over there and
that would actually be admirable if he did, because I know John
No, that would be
Kerry's over there
stupid.
right now, isn't he?
yes, because he's Secretary of State. That's his job.
Still.
His job is to go places that it's not okay for the president to go.
Either way,
Either way, what?
I would be
Spring?
very impressed if he did.
I wouldn't
Why?
because it's stupid.
Because it's not his job.
He's the president of the United States. He not supposed to go rambunctiously
I'm obviously
run.
kidding, Ken.
No,
That would
I don't
be
believe you.
insane.
I
no,
don't
I
believe
would
you,
know. 'Cause
Spring.
I would hope as the president he would not be going gallivanting in these dangerous areas. But you want to hear something completely insane, considering how crazy ISIS is.
What?
A
Is it who you
19-year-old from
voted
Cal.
for?
No,
Oh, sorry.
I actually voted for Obama.
Really?
I did.
I'm
I was
impressed.
Yeah, because he's the one that worked for me. That's why I voted for him.
He worked for you?
Not literally worked for me. Like I felt that he would help my needs for the most part. I know that's.
Oh, you mean as a woman?
As a
Or-
person,
or a-
not as a woman, as a person.
Oh,
He
well.
just benefited me more than who's the guy running against him?
Exactly.
No, I have his face. Romney. There we go.
Mittens? Willard,
Mitt Romney.
actually?
Either way,
His name is
Kenny,
Willard.
A
Let's call him by
19-year-old
his
from
name.
Colorado tried to join ISIS. Did you hear about this?
I mean-
it's completely insane though. Cause like, what is she? Let me see.
I mean, geez, I took
Oh,
me...
she pledged to marry an ISIS fighter in Syria and then provide tactical support to its militants. So basically, she took
Is
what
she
she
spy?
learned from our military to go and help them. So needless to say, like, no, she's going to be on trial in January, which good for us.
How did we
because she
find her?
needs to be.
Did she, like,
She
post
got
it on
caught.
Facebook or something?
How did she get? Actually, I have no idea how she got caught.
Because...
She was arrested in April, and then they caught her in Turkey. So
Oh.
I guess they must have been tracing her, or she's not very smart. And she's been
Imagine you
talking
were
about
just
how
in
she's gonna
Turkey
take us
one
down.
day, and then out of nowhere, like, these United States officials came up to you and were like, come with us.
Honestly, I feel like if I knew what I was plotting, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, but what if you weren't plotting anything and it just kind of happened?
Then I would be kind of upset. I would
What
be
if you
like, what
posted
in
on
the world is
Facebook
going
one day
on?
that you're going to go to
Can
Turkey
you imagine?
and... What?
Especially because she's a 19-year-old, so chances are
Yeah.
that she does have social media. So she could be like, LOL, going to Turkey, going to join ISIS. Okay,
No,
bye.
honestly, that's probably what it said. What's her name? I'm
Because-
going to look her up.
Her name is Shannon Conley of
Conley?
Arvada,
Connolly
Colorado.
or just
Conley? Conley.
All right, I'm gonna look her up on Twitter.
And she has a maximum sentence of 5 years. Is this not treason? I thought this was. Is this not treason? It's not classified as treason.
I don't know.
I feel like it probably
Wait,
should
Shannon,
be.
right?
You're gonna
Shannon.
join a militant group that hates America and help them. How is that not treason? And then she's only going to be fined $250,000, which, granted, that's a lot of money, but still, I think it should be a
Oh.
little higher. She should be in jail for more than 5
I'll
years.
tell you what.
Oh, prison. My bad. What?
That's what she looks like.
Is she even like of Middle Eastern
I could see it,
ethnicity?
but not all
But how
Muslims
crazy! It's a
are.
19-year-old. It's not even like she's an older woman. She's.
You know what I feel bad
she's
for?
a year
I feel
younger
bad
than
for
me.
everybody else whose name is Shannon Conley right now. Because there's just people looking at their
Other Shannon
Twitters.
Conley's on Facebook. LOL, that's not me. Please stop.
No, seriously, like this is Shannon N. Conley.
I love how Kenny's really looking it up. You know
And
what? While
she
Kenny's
is
looking it
worried
up-
about HPV. So now I'm going to stop.
Beautiful. So you know what? While Kenny's gonna do that,
Nope,
I'm gonna
we're done
play
now.
a little Usher. We're gonna go on
Usher.
break.
Hold on, what song?
She came to give it to you because Obama gave
What?
it to ISIS.
Say if you knew what I knew, you'd be up tonight. Yeah, baby. Imagine she came here to get away.